The Count's Feud is a Danish civil conflict centered in Scandinavia. Spanning 2 years, the conflict led to the upheaval of Danish society in religious and socio-economic sectors. Despite being originally labeled as a civil war, the existence of outside factors led to its labeling as a civil conflict. For the past decade, Denmark, and by association via union, Norway, had been ruled by the monarch Frederick I during the tumultuous times of the Protestant Reformation. Frederick I had successfully attempted to enforce a careful balance between the differing factions of Protestants and Catholics, both in the citizenry and upper class. Despite Frederick I's success, any semblance of unity between the two factions fell apart after his death in 1533. Frederick's heir apparent was his eldest son, Kristian of Schleswig-Holstein, a bold supporter of the Protestant cause. This pushed the Catholic nobles and bishops which made up the Danish National Council to disagree on the election of a new king. However, the Protestant faction of the Private Council directly supported Kristian, leading to their ascension to governance over the National Council. Following these events, the former King of Denmark-Norway, Kristian II, began to be viewed by many high political officials as a better option than the current Protestant leadership. He had previously attempted to retake the Danish throne with an invasion into Oslo, but was unsuccessful. However, with the passing of Frederick I, the stars seemed to be aligned for an attempt to restore him to rightful prominence. Support for Kristian II centered in the cities of Copenhagen and Malmö, who conspired with the Hanseatic city of Lubeck. This group of cities and nobles hired Count Christopher of Oldenburg with an army of mercenaries for the purpose of restoring Kristian II to the throne. This both begins the Count's Feud and shows the origin of its nomenclature, named after Count Christopher. The army of the Count landed at Skofskjold in June of 1534, eventually gaining control of Zealand and Skåne with the support of their respective nobilities. This pressured the remaining nobility to back Kristian III, leading to his official crowning in July and August. Following his coronation, Kristian III hired Holstein mercenary Johan Radsau, who began an assault on Lubeck from the mainland. After several popular revolts in Fumen and Jutland, Count Christopher was able to conquer both, gaining further support when Skipper Clement, ally to Kristian II, arrived in September. Eventually, the peasantry of Jutland soon forced the nobility into siege and defeat, resulting in their upheaval from the province. By November, Lubeck was forced into peace with Holstein, allowing Johan Radsau to dislodge Skipper Clement from Jutland. This was followed by a Swedish-backed Skåne nobility throwing back Christopher's forces. Christopher faced additional complications, as Johan Radsau was able to dislodge a popular uprising in the city of Jørgenburg in Zealand in July. The holdout cities of Copenhagen and Malmö would remain under siege for the next year, with Lubeck backing out of the conflict in February 1536, and the conflict concluding on July 15th of the same year. The Count's Feud was somewhat anomalous in the catalogue of Reformation-era civil conflict, where the lower class supported the Catholic usurpation in opposition to a newly introduced Protestant ruling class, almost the opposite of the civil conflicts seen amongst German princes. Following the conflict, the Catholic bishops responsible for the division were imprisoned and Denmark began its transition into a Lutheran state. The religious and political consolidation which accompanied the conflict laid the foundations for the Danish absolutism in a similar way to Prussia and France, transitioning into what the Danish refer to as a period of noble monarchy in the 16th and 17th centuries.